Good morning. We're the team of Jorge Sierra, Angélica Domínguez, Gaby Ramsundar Gavillanes, and Diana Lascano, and we're going to talk about aliens. In this video, we'll explain why we think aliens exist. For example, there are some ancient paintings where some recognized painters painted some unexplained objects on the sky with the shape of UFOs. Also, there are some abduction stories told by many people. There are also cave paintings starting on ancient humans or ancestors they drew UFOs under the caves. There are also ancient interactions in architecture, for example, the pyramids. It's unexplained how they were built so perfectly, and also the some other stones and monuments, and of course the many UFO sightings that have been happening each day, approximately 192 per day. And also the most important one is the abductions. There are many people saying that they have been abducted by aliens. So those are some of the main reasons that we believe aliens exist. We're gonna go ahead and explain them more carefully.
While the term UFO and the widespread reporting of alien sightings are a relatively modern phenomena, there are theories that extraterrestrials have been visiting Earth since the early days of mankind. All over the world and through the ages, drawings, paintings, carvings, quills, and markings, they may each tell a different story, but in the end they all say the same thing: we are not alone. The Madonna with Saint Giovannino, otherwise known as the UFO painting. This was created in the 5th century. It depicts the Virgin Mary, and in the backdrop of the painting, to the right of the Virgin Mary, a shepherd can be seen looking towards the sky and pointing up the storage object. The object appears to be a dark flying disc with a dome-like shape on its top. The disc is depicted as having light shining from within it in close matches to the flying saucer image that has become commonplace among reported UFO sightings today. The object painted here by D'Orlando could simply be his interpretation of an angelic presence or a depiction of a brilliant star, for on the left of the painting there is a depiction of a nativity star, or it may, who knows, be an ancient and now forgotten piece of Christian iconography.
Some of the most known works of art that have UFOs on them are the cave paintings. To the top left corner of the image, the first there is this 15,000-year-old French cave painting. Then there's the Lolotov plate at the top right corner of image. Uh, this 12,000 years old stone dish was found in Nepal. Note that the central disc and spiral out of which there seems to appear a reptile, followed by a ship, followed by bacteria or atoms, and then another reptile, and in the outer edge, at the center of it. Then there is the Sanskrit scroll. It's the second image down on the left hand side of image. That's an ancient Indian scroll. It depicts Vimanas. Vimanas is a temple. It also means flying palace, and they're described in many of the Sanskrit epics, which are some of the oldest written texts of the known world. Then there's the Sigevook France sighting. It's the second image down on the right hand side of the image. In 776, Sigevook Castle in France, the Saxons had surrounded the French. They were going to storm the castle, and in doing so, they would win the war and stop Emperor Charlemagne from turning them into Christians. Suddenly, there appeared before them giant flaming shields, as they called them, floating in the sky. They burned red, orange, yellow, blue, and white light. Upon seeing these strange flame discs, the Saxons took it as a sign from the gods, and they fell back. This battle united Rome under Christianity. A 12th century manuscript, the Annales Lyricenses, depicts the events which took place. Then there's the Notre Dame Basilica tapestry. It's the image in the center of bottom row in the image. And then the last one, it's the Baptism of Christ. It's at the bottom right corner of the image. These are some of the main images that depict UFOs in them. This is why many people believe there have been UFOs since long ago of the human history.
In 1968, the Swiss author Erich von Däniken published Chariots of the Gods, which became an immediate bestseller. In it, he put forth his hypothesis that thousands of years ago, space travelers from other planets visit Earth, where they taught humans about technology and influenced ancient religions. He is regarded by many as the father of ancient alien theory, also known as the ancient astronaut theory. Most ancient alien theorists point to types of evidence to support their ideas. The first is ancient religious texts in which humans witness and interact with gods or other heavenly beings who descend from the sky, sometimes in vehicles resembling spaceships, and possess spectacular powers. The second is physical specimens such as artwork depicting alien-like figures and ancient architectural marvels like Stonehenge and the pyramids of Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to have been built over a 20-year period to serve as a tomb for the Egyptian pharaoh Khufu. Built in around 2560 BC, the Great Pyramid stands as a testament to show how highly advanced the ancient Egyptians were at architecture. People claim construction and location are far too complex to have been constructed without the help of advanced technology. The fact that the Great Pyramid sits in close to perfect alignment with the points of the compass is one reason the people say proves its construction must have been aided by extraterrestrials. The alignment of the three pyramids of Giza coincides with the three stars of the Orion's belt in the Orion constellation. The Great Pyramid was placed in the exact center of all the land area of the world. Lines drawn through the north-south and the west-east axes of the pyramid divide equally all the Earth's terrain. Other unexplained ancient achievements are the Tiwanaku and Pumapunku in Bolivia, the Nazca Lines in Peru, the Stonehenge in the United Kingdom, and Vimanas in India.
According to many surveys and reports, an average of 70,000 UFO sightings are reported every year worldwide. On average, that's about 192 per day. The Roswell incident remains to be the most famous UFO incident in history. An unassuming farmer named Matt Brazel discovered a field filled with tiny metallic strips and wooden sticks near his farm. The Roswell Air Force Base issued a press release saying that they'd found a mysterious metallic disc on a nearby ranch. The press was, of course, intrigued, but the base quickly changed their wording slightly. They had found what appeared to be remnants of a weather balloon. In December of 1965, residents of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania witnessed a fiery ball shooting across the sky and watched it crash into the nearby woods. In the next moment, police and the military were roping off the area to keep onlookers at bay, and no one knew what was happening except that something large got taken away on a flatbed truck. The event entered into legend, and there has since been a replica constructed depicting what people think crashed into the woods. Many unanswered questions still surround this incident. Some later speculated it was a crashed Soviet satellite, though this remains wholly disputed by ufologists to this day. Other UFO sightings include the Battle of Los Angeles in 1942, Washington, D.C. in 1952, the Phoenix Lights of 1977, the Belgium incident of 1990, Rendlesham Forest Lights in England in 1980, Shag Harbor, Canada in 1967, Levelland Case in Texas of 1967, Jerusalem in 2011, and Melbourne in 2013. Men in Black have been popping up for a while, usually whenever someone claims to have recently sighted a UFO. Shortly after the sighting, the person in question is visited by strange men who usually wear black suits, black ties, and white shirts. According to those who were paid these unwelcome visits, the men in black threatened or harassed the eyewitnesses into staying quiet about their UFO encounters.
Abduction. Grey are a proposed alien species that is most widely associated with alien abduction phenomenon. It has been alleged that Grey are intelligent extraterrestrials who visit Earth and secretly perform medical experiments on humans. Paranormal claims surround the Greys are different in many ways, including their nature, moral disposition, intentions, and physical appearance, some having a different skin color. In 1997, news surfaced that half-inch-long microchip had been discovered inside Napoleon schools by a scientist named Dr. André Du Bois. When asked about his discovery, Dr. Du Bois stated that the chip was launched within the skull and has sufficient bone growth around it to conclude that it has been there since Napoleon was young.
Besides all the evidence that we have provided, we mainly believe that aliens exist because the universe is so big and it's just impossible for us to be the only living organisms on all the universe. And because it has been a really long time since the universe started to develop, that it's just impossible for us to be the only living organisms in there. And if we were the only ones, well, I think we will be like really, really lonely. So I think it's just a matter of time for us to discover any way of communicating with our new worldly neighbors.